What is up, everybody? Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I'm gonna chill out for a second, let some people come in here right quick. It's like bumper cars out here at the Loves. Jeremy, let me know if my volume is coming through better today. All right, good to go. All right, A Money, what's up? Rich's River Smokers, my wife, what's going on? I just gave my green light to my wife to go ahead and dump some money in the stock market since we are out here crashing like a motherfucker. So, all this winning right now, but anyway, tried to go live last night. My volume or audio was jacked up. Man, I don't know what's up out here. I mean, this is a flatbedder, so I'll give him, we've had 2 flatbedders out here give up on backing into this spot, and I'll tell you where I'm at in a second, but here's a third one out here with some problems, and this is not a particularly tight Loves. I'm out here at the Loves in damn, where am I at? I-81 exit 90. I think it's Jonesburg, Pennsylvania, or Jonestown, something like that. Anyway, there's Loves here. See all this honking out here? The only reason I stopped here was because I needed to get a shower. Not that I necessarily needed it. It could have waited till tomorrow, but I'm going up to this guy just hit this dude's truck. Man, we are tearing shit up out here today. This is the second accident here today and almost 3 close calls. But oh shit, hold on a second. The guy that got hit, he didn't really get that much damage. He just hit this guy's deer guard. But he's out here like really making it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is, because I can't see any damage. But anyway, this truck is an automatic. All right, so anyway, this Loves is not particularly tight. I would have normally gone down to the Pine Grove. It's a TA now, but like I said, I needed to get a shower. And since I'm going to the Northeast after I deliver this load, showers are a little bit tougher to come by. So I was like, let me go ahead and knock this shit out now. So, give me just a second. And then the guy just gave up on his little spot. I mean, he already hit the dude. Minor accident. He might as well just continue backing into it. He's got all the space, but man, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. All right, here goes somebody else backing in, same spot. Now there's plenty of room. Like I said, this is not a tight lot where you have, you know, narrow distance between the trucks on that side and the trucks on this side. Oh, and the guy that hit that other truck, the flatbed dude, that was on his sight side. So I mean, I could almost justify hitting it on your blind side, but hitting it right where you're looking, I don't get that one right there. All right, my guy, this reefer dude, he's just taking it nice and slow. He's, you know, easing it on in. All right, he's worried about his his blind side, which I think he had enough space, but he's like, okay, you know what, rather than getting out and looking, let me just recalibrate myself. Now that I at least have some orientation on this back, he might have pulled out a little bit further than he needed to. I mean, really, this guy just pulled out. Okay, new people, if you're backing into a spot, sometimes you feel like you're cutting in a little bit. He's giving up. What the fuck? Like, this is ridiculous. All he had to do, he had it in there. All he needed to do was, like, he didn't even need to do this, but really all he needed to do was pull up a little bit more, hit the right to bring his truck in closer to his sight side, and then just follow it in. But he just gave up. Like, he actually pulled out. It was almost like a whole entire new setup. He did not need to do that. Let's see what US Express is about to do. I think he's the next one that's trying to do it. I wish I could turn this camera around. And not because I'm wanting to show any incidents, but now the guy that got his truck hit, he's out there now. So he's putting pressure on anybody trying to back in here now. Is US Express giving up? No, okay. US Express is like, okay, I got this, but now there's a car that's parked. Okay. I need to tell US Express, you need to hurry up and back in here if you're going to back in. All right, so US Express is giving it a go now. All right, he's probably backed up a little bit further than he should have. He just fucked it up. He's about to have to pull out, or he's going to hit the truck on his blind side. Now he notices his mistake. Now he's pulling back out. I'm going to get to this here in just a second, but this is literally comical with all this space out here. And he just pulled up and just did the same thing over again. So he's exactly in the same spot he was at earlier. So he's going to need to... He's jackknifing too much to where... He's going to... If he keeps going, he's going to cut into the passenger side of the other truck. All right, he caught it. He's pulling up and to the right. Okay, now the other guy that just got hit, and he didn't get hit that much, now he's like trying to offer some help because he just wants somebody to get in that spot so he can relax. All right, JJR, what's up? Max, hello from Los Angeles. Boy, I used to get my clubbing in back in Los Angeles back in the late 80s, early 90s. A-Money, man, this, all right, US Express just got itself situated. Now all he has to do is back it in. What are you second guessing yourself? Just go. Shit, he's got the guy right out here helping him. All right, US Express is taking what I would say, if you're not lined up in a spot, just dig it as far deep as you can in that spot and then pull out slowly, because you can hit somebody pulling out. But all right, so he's in. All right, so anyway, Slime Pack, what is up? All right, so anyway, I'm at this truck stop. Now here's why I say Prime is telling all these people how much money they can make being a trainer. You know, you can go to PSD and get your license and then go out and train TNT, and then like within 6 months or whatever it is, now you could become a TNT trainer. No, that's way too soon. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm just saying there's shit in 6 months you ain't gonna have encountered to be trying to tell somebody else what to do, right? So this guy out here that tore up this Volvo earlier was training somebody. He wasn't at Prime. I don't even remember the company. It was some off-brand company. But the student's trying to back in, and he's not able to do it. So then the trainer jumps in the truck, and he like backs up again. So I'm thinking, okay, he's about to reset up. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I've done that. And then when he sets up, he sets up and makes a little S, but then he like curves down to his left a little bit more. And I was like, okay, this is interesting right here. maybe I'm gonna learn something, because I do know you can do that, but with the space we had available, it's like I don't see that working. But you know what, let me just sit back. So he does that, and he's coming on top of his truck, and he tears up this Volvo like 2 spots down from mine. I mean, really tears it up. So I don't think anybody that's been driving for more than a year is gonna make, like, you might make some mistakes, but not, that was a mistake that was a little bit too blatant for somebody with experience to be making, because you always need to be looking at your right hand side, and you know that if you're gonna make that S and you're gonna dip down, you know, and then kind of point your cab towards the left, and you're gonna be backing in like that, that you gotta be looking at that outside. Anyway, that's what happened to him. Oh, Chris S. Chris S. was a security guard at the Mount Crawford Cargill that I picked up earlier today, and he was asking me if I like driving for Prime, and I was like, yeah, you know, we had a little conversation. So he's thinking about getting into trucking. So Chris, I made it all the way to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, so I got 30 miles to go, and I got till Monday morning to get there at like basically midnight. So I'm just out here chilling, Chris. So just have a little bit of time to relax. So Chris, if you ever have any questions and you want to talk to, you know, have a conversation or anything like that, I think I got my phone number in a lot of these videos or whatever. Maybe not the lives, but the regular videos. Just feel free to give me a call. So I'm in Jonestown, Pennsylvania right now, 30 miles from Pottsville. So that's kind of what's going on. Russia, what's up, Russia? Those of you guys that are in here right now that see Slime Pack 392, she just did one of the best videos out there ever, talking about her 2-year review at Prime Inc. Chris, go check out that video. She really breaks it down pretty good in that video, and she's a real YouTuber. She's the one that films all the stuff, talks about what she's doing, all that kind of stuff. But she just did her 2-year review on Prime. So she came in at Prime right after I call it the golden era. She came in just after the golden era. So all she knows is kind of the new Prime, but she gave a pretty good review on Prime. So check that video out. She just put that one out. Rich's River Smokers, I'm going to the Walmart in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Then I'm delivering up in Lewiston, Maine at that Walmart up there. The only reason I did not decline this load, because you know me in the Northeast, once you get past New York, forget about it. But I started looking at that weather map across the United States, and I was like, you know what? That's about as safe as I'm going to be. They're talking about 4 Prime trailers or 4 Prime trucks got blown over yesterday. I didn't want no part of that, and I didn't want no part of the snow or ice or whatever's going on in Iowa and all that either. So I saw that load come across, and I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and take that one. Plus, if any of you guys have gone up to Lewiston, Maine, you got the Circle K that's by the Walmart, right? They got that authentic Chinese restaurant that's over at that little strip mall across the street. That food is so authentic there. They got the little 3rd graders in there doing their homework and wiping tables down at the same time. So you know that's authentic. Sorry about that. Some people are... So my wife just... I didn't see the whole message because somebody's going to kick me off, but I think she just put that money into that brokerage account, and I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I think this economy's a little jacked up right now, right? There's no reason this economy needs to be tank, or the stock market needs to be tanking like it is right now. I don't care what you say, anything like that. As a matter of fact, words straight out of somebody's mouth said day one, things are going to be turning around. Well, we're taking a killing in the stock market right now. All I can say is, if you got some money, throw it in the stock market right now. This is like COVID-19 2.0. So, got some extra money, throw it in there. I'm going to be at this Love's probably for about 24 hours, something like that. I'm going to be sleeping for about 19 of those hours, coming up here in a little bit. I was thinking about moving down to that TA in Pine Grove. I still might do that because I almost will be able to get a 34 here, but not quite. So now that I got my shower, tomorrow I might, or I might move down a little bit closer to that Pine Grove. All right, would a Tesla Cybertruck be a solid enough to protect me against eggs thrown by an adult male? Yeah, it could probably keep you from safe from eggs and shit. I don't know about bullets. They say it's supposed to be bulletproof. I don't know. Earl, I'm agree with you on that statement. The major market was on a major sale last week. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm going to probably start dumping some money, more money than I really wanted to at this point. It's really not the best time for me to be dumping money in the market because I just bought my wife a car and I wanted to have that car paid off by the time the second payment was made. But I might delay that to like the third or fourth payment and then just put some extra money in the stock market because this is ridiculous. Cajun Couple Trucking, what's up? All right, Sean, seeing where Prime is going to start pulling Amazon dry vans. That is not going to happen. I would bet any amount of money I had against that one right there. Now, here's what I do want to talk about. What's up, Johnny B? Here's what I do want to talk about. I hadn't really thought about it all that much, but I was listening to Jasmine Slime Pack in her 2-year video and talking about, she was saying that freight has seemed to slow down a little bit for her. Time in between loads, how many loads she's able to do a week and stuff like that. And I really wasn't able to focus on that last year because I was getting my ass killed by having 4 of these trucks out here. So I really didn't focus on that. But I'm looking at how it's been since I've been solo. And it's really kind of skewed anyway because I can really... This guy... I can really not make that... Like, I only did like... It doesn't matter. I don't have to make that much money now. So it kind of skews the numbers a little bit. But when Prime was talking about bringing on Trans Am, what were they saying? It's going to be better for us because, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if Prime said this or where this came from, but we're going to be able to pick up some of their contracts and all this kind of stuff. And like I said, I have no issues with Trans Am, none of that stuff. As a matter of fact, wish all the drivers there the best. But you can't be saying it's going to be better for us and then have me getting messages all the time. Oh, freight is going to be slow this weekend. Be prepared to, if you turn down a load, this is the best load. Like, come on. Like, is it better for us or not? I don't have a problem with Prime saying, you know what? We're going to go ahead and pick up Trans Am. It's going to be better for Prime. It might suck for you, but it's going to be better for us. At least keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here like, what do they say? Farting in my face and telling me it's rose scent or something like that. Anyway. Mr. Sweet Tooth, whatever. I don't know why I do that. I just do what I do, bro. Who's the person that sat next to me? I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Johnny B? Cajun Couple Trucking in Missouri headed to Washington and finally caught you live. Man, I'm not sure I'd be wanting to go to Washington. I don't know what the weather pattern looks like out there, but it's like you can't escape, so you might as well go to Washington. Looks like my wife is active out here. Not slow over here. I stay pre-planned. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on out here. Like I said, I've never complained about the money, never worried about the money. But I do feel like sometimes they talk out of the both sides of their neck. Let's see, Prime is buying out Trans Am for several reasons. It's a merger, but the Ole terminal is going to be crucial when Walmart opens up the beef production facility right down the street this year. Okay, that's good. I mean, when that happens, that'll be great, possibly, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any advantages to it yet. So hopefully that happens, but I've been seeing Trans Am trucks pulling everything but Trans Am trailers. I've seen them pull Prime trailers. I've seen them pull eBay, or not eBay, but what's that thing? Uber freight trailers. I've seen them pull Uber freight. I forget. I've seen them pull all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I wish them all the best. Yeah, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. That's what I'm talking about. My wife says that she's liking the car. I like the car because it's a lot slower. She was out there in that BMW X5 trying to drive around like she was fucking Mario Andretti everywhere. So I like it for that reason. I can't drive that car. I mean, not that I drove her car that much anyway, because that car is about as feminine as you can get, boy. Like, you need to be walking around with a pack of tampons in your pocket to be driving that car. DeAndre, what's up? So last night, where I was saying I was parked, I did a live, started a live, but I couldn't get past the bad volume. But I stopped at a Circle K last night. That was, she can't drift that car, Slime Pack. I was at a Circle K that's about, if you're familiar with Rafine, Virginia, that big old Petro out there, there's a Circle K about 8 miles north of that. And that's where I held up last night. I just didn't want to deal with all that traffic at that Petro last night, so that's where I chose to go. All right, my wife says I do miss the BMW in that respect, but do like the new car too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that gas mileage is a lot better in that car. Gotta take a look at my hours real quick. I'm gonna miss a 34-hour reset by like an hour. I didn't know that load was gonna be ready so early, or I'd have got there sooner than I did this morning. But shit, I got 40 hours left on my 70, which is good. I'm always concerned about how many hours I have on my 70 when I go in the Northeast, because I'm not trying to live up there. I'll go in the Northeast. When I go there, I got to get out. I'm not trying to bounce around in the Northeast and all that shit. Just get me out. Get me in, get me out. All right, so my wife says tiny tank. It used to be 22 gallons. Now it's just under 15. Yeah, but if you're getting better fuel economy, that offsets that right there. For those of you guys that want to make sure your fifth wheel stays nice and greased up, get you some red and tacky grease by Lucas Products. This stuff right here is better than the squeeze stuff, is better than the packets, easy to put on, and easy to get good coverage. This is not sponsored. I should get paid by them fools as much as I promote that product. I'm just telling you, that stuff is just that good. It is just that good. I tell you another product I need to go ahead and endorse. Cornhusker lotion. Boy, because my hands are looking so rough right now. Just came out of the shower, that's why. Wow. Yeah. Just thought of rust. Okay, so my wife is talking about this cartoon. She's talking about my ashy hands, but there's that cartoon, like Cars or whatever, that my grandson is watching and everything, and there's like some old truck out there that that promotes Rusty's, which is supposed to be some lubricant, so she's like making reference to that. Listen, Andrew, I would not be watching that damn show if it wasn't for Iris. Now, I did look at 2 videos that are out there on YouTube that you can watch. I'm a sucker for Save the Last Dance. So that video's on YouTube. I don't have all that Netflix on the truck and all that. But then, the 1980s movie, Heaven Help Us. That movie right there is so hilarious. Anyway. Alright, Clayton over here at Edgerton at the Hostess. Man, I was... The wind... Okay, so the wind out there, I just picked up out there at that Hostess. That place used to be a lot better than it is. I think another company took that plant over. And as stupid as it sounds, that place used to be so super clean. Like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Once it got bought out and they stopped giving away those Hostess donuts and shit, it just seems like people were just like, fuck it, I'll just clean out my trailer up against the grass. So pretty soon, I'm going to assume that they're going to take away that overnight park and watch. But I do like picking up there and dropping off there. Best soda in the world right there. Go get you some. Get you 3 of them. All right, my wife needs to take a nap. She's been up for 15 hours, okay? I'm not going to be on here too much longer either. I think they may have caught on because they was giving them out when I came. All right, well, that's good they were giving away. But, I mean, what made it so insulting? Because I heard that they weren't giving it away from somebody else maybe about 3 months ago. Then I went there. If you're not going to give the shit away, don't still have the little product things where you used to have everything sitting, where you used to give it away. They just had empty shelves in there, like adding insult to injury to it. Another thing I want to talk about, new people. I'm telling you, I know it's hard for new people to understand some of this, like these routes and everything that we got to go on. Man, I'm telling you, this co-pilot navigation, and I'm not saying it for me because I got other GPSs and I kind of know where I'm going now for the most part. This is going to get somebody hung up following this GPS. I'm just telling you. So get you a good GPS besides what we're operating on out here. Because I was talking to Romaine the trucker, check his channel out yesterday, and his GPS was trying to take him on like some 300-mile Easter egg hunt, you know. This morning, so this morning it switched like fuel stops on me, because I had this fuel stop in Carlisle, Pennsylvania programmed in. So when I got up ready to drive this morning, I also had my Garmin and my Peterbilt GPS dialed into that too. But then I looked at my this Copilot one. It was like 286 miles to the fuel stop, and I was like, that's not right. So I kept looking at it, and I was like, oh, this is trying to send me to my previous fuel stop. So I was like, okay, if I was a new driver, I'd have just started driving, and well, maybe I would have been going the opposite direction, so I would have probably caught on a little bit sooner. But I don't know. But if there's one thing, I know that we have the guy that worked at, let me see real quick. My man Chris that works as a security guard at Cargill. I'm not sure if you've seen the country yet all that much or not. I thought I'd seen the country when I became a truck driver, but this new GPS will have you seeing all kinds of new stuff you haven't seen. And I've just been following it just to see kind of what kind of positions it'll put me in, so I know better a lot of times. But I just want to see. I'm trying to figure out why it does what it does. So I kind of know where I'm going, and it's not going to like really kill me, but I just can't figure out the rationale between, why it's sending you where it's sending you. All right, No Hippie, is the last student you trained still at Prime? My last student his name was Juwan. And I called him about 2 months ago. He didn't answer the phone, never called me back. He was doing regional day cab out of Memphis, Tennessee. So, as a matter of fact, I'll call him and give an update on this. My student before him, he ended up going back to his previous job, which coming into trucking was a good thing for him because it scratched his itch. But his job was way better anyway, what he had before he came into trucking. So he went back to that. And then he deals with more bullshit there, which is why I think he got out of trucking or got into trucking. But once he got into trucking, he realized, man, listen, maybe a stable, low mid six figures is better than speculating on the market. So I just talked to him a little while ago, so he's doing all right. The student before him, man, he's been sending me some. I'm not into that Facebook Messenger bullshit, but he keeps sending me like shit to watch on Facebook Messenger, so I probably need to give him a call. But he seems to be doing all right. And then one of my other ones, I often talk about I had a student that was like autistic. I haven't talked to him in a while since he first got off the truck. I don't even know if he's still in trucking or not, and I had a good time with all of them. No Hippie. All right, so I love kind of cheap. All right, yeah, man, the tablet be getting you out of here sooner. Motherfucker told me to turn on a street that wasn't there the other day. Listen, that tablet is like, you know what it's like when you get close to a shipper? It's like shooting with a shotgun. It'll get in the general area, but you might not hit the target. Just today, I went to Crawford, Virginia, to the Cargill out there. Luckily, this wasn't no obscure, northeast bullshit with a bunch of trees around where you can't see anything. But this is like telling me to like make a left and another left, and I can see the sign like right there. All I got to do is go up another half a mile, make a left, and I'm there. But this thing kept trying to turn me around. If I would have been in a place and I also had my, my Google Maps going, so I trusted that with the little view and everything. But this thing is like not accurate, and they'll tell you this shit is accurate. They'll tell you everything in the book, in the safety meetings or whatever. Oh, every time we found a problem, it was user error. Bullshit. I keep telling them if they want to, they don't watch my shit. But if they ever wanted to come out on my truck for a week or two to see what this life is really about, they could get their ass right on here. Instead of talking about how good the training is, come on out here and get on my truck. I'll be more than happy to let you ride. All right, anyway, we picked up there 2 years ago, and driver came in and grabbed everything on the rack and walked out with full arms. Yeah, that's some bullshit. He's talking about the Hostess place in Edgerton, Kansas. Okay, just wonder. All right, yeah, I hate walking around looking like I work at a gold medal factory when I don't put on lotion. Man, my hands stay ashy. I'm just telling you. Because when I'm out here, well, shit, even my wife will tell you. And even when I'm home, sometimes I don't be thinking about that shit. John, I'm going to tell you right now that if I would, like, it depends on how soon you're talking about leaving, okay? Or people leaving. I did a video where I was talking about things to think about when you're upgrading from TNT to your own truck. And a lot of it is how long do you plan on being at Prime? Should you go company, lease purchase? Should you get a short-term lease, a long-term lease? And I'm telling you that if I was to if you were to look up the numbers at Prime, I'm guaranteeing you that the average person that does a 3-year lease at Prime doesn't complete it. And a lot of times it's not that Prime's a bad company. A lot of times, it is what it is, okay? But there's always people younger people, and I'm just going to say it, younger people usually think about things. They're a little bit more impulsive, shit like that. A lot of times, it's always grass is greener, whatever. A lot of people have left, blown out their lease, then started all over again. I mean, the people that I remember from when I went to orientation in Salt Lake City, which, let's just say it included about 4 classes, let's say 40 people, I would probably say, and it's always the people you never expected. There's this young dude that was there, kind of like a little Amish looking guy. He's still there. I think he has 2 trucks now. There was like this other dude that was like, I thought he was going to wash out before orientation was over, because he was like the serious white collar dude with the computer and all that shit. I ran into him at the terminal. He was still there. I think there might be 4 people total out of that entire amount. Let's even double that. Let's say 8. 8 would be more than I would expect out of 40 people. Some of those people left trucking altogether. You're going to have a washout. When you are a training company, you're going to have some washouts just out of the business in general. So we've had a lot of that. So, and like I said, young people, which is a lot of what you see, or old people, they're just like, okay, I can't just do it. This isn't what I want. But young people will be there. This is a young person's mentality, and if you happen to be young, maybe this isn't you. But a young person will leave fucking McDonald's making $11 an hour, come into trucking, hear a couple motherfuckers talk about how much money they make, and then all of a sudden they ain't making $2,000 a week, so now they're fucking leaving. And it's like, didn't you just remember you were making this much? Like, I could almost see some people like, that came out of different industries where they were making more money and then come into trucking and be like, okay, maybe I was expecting more or whatever. But, you know, I see a lot of people right now that act like they're hitters that never really made no money before they came into trucking. And now all of a sudden they want to act like they're fucking Warren Buffett before they got into trucking. Man, Rich, you would have been doing well anyway, man. So, it's the long-term game. And if I was younger, I'd probably be making the same dumb mistakes that a lot of these people make, because I've made those mistakes. When I first got in the car business back in 1991, I was working at this dealership, and remember, this is 1991. So I'm probably making about $5,000 a month, $5,000 a month, something like that. But then you start hearing about all these people, at other dealerships are making all this money, making all that money, and I kept chasing that fucking money, and either ending up right where I was at or back behind where I was at. Well, one of my, an OG to me at the time, he was like 40 something, I was like 21, 22. He worked at a dealership that I went to start at, and he's still at that dealership. He stayed at that dealership. So we're talking about, okay, so he was there in like 90, 91. By the time 2000 came, he didn't even have to go meet customers. He didn't have to, all his business was repeat and referral. And now near the end of his career, he might have just retired. I haven't talked to him in about 6 months. He was making so much money that he was like, basically coming to work when he knew people were coming. So at this point, he's like well over 100 grand, working when his customers were coming in, and wasn't working when they weren't coming in. And then when he leaves that dealership, he was talking about selling his book of business to another salesman for $40,000. So anyway, it's the long-term game. A lot of people don't think about that shit. All right, let's see. John Green, is that lady still trucking that was driving your other truck? She seemed cool to me, a nice lady. I think she's still at Prime right now. I haven't talked to her. But she's always going to do... Is there another accident? She was always going to do well just because she was a runner and a gunner. You know what I mean? So... if there was anybody that I could say that ran as close to how and there's a ton of people that do it, but I can only see or know what some of these people are doing. She's like somebody I know that ran exactly like she just ran exactly like me. So she was gonna do well. I think she leased her truck. I'm pretty sure she's still at Prime. Rich's River Smokers dropping in Pottsville tomorrow morning. I'll still be at this truck stop tomorrow morning, sleeping in. If my wife didn't call me, man, she woke me up this morning. I was getting that good ass sleep too. Slobber coming. Oh! She called me, woke me up this morning. I was like, damn. I don't know if there's another accident down here or not, but this is getting a little, no, don't stop and knock. If you don't see me, don't. You know, part of the problem with these hours I've been running lately is when you're not running super hard, sometimes you actually get like sleepier. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I haven't really got clicking lately, which is fine. I don't mind a slower pace and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm just trying to survive the winter. I'm going to run it up in the summer. But a lot of times that makes me a little bit more like, it's hard to explain. I'm like more sleepy now than I am when I'm like super running hard. All right. I'm a failure. I have 2 years in my truck and will be paid off while you still lease. My truck is paid off too, good brother. I'm sorry. Hey, if you want to talk about a failure, why don't we talk about them credit scores? You know, we could talk about credit scores. We could talk about, you know, brokerage accounts. We could talk about 401ks. We could talk about home equity. As a matter of fact, I don't even know you, and I don't necessarily need to know you. I could just put it out there against the average person. I'd be willing to bet that if you wanted to bet it. And I'm just talking about the shit I could show if you want to call me a failure. So it wouldn't even matter how much I make in trucking, or if this truck was paid off, or if I just sold a truck that just, Friday is going to be a bad day. That's the last payment old boy's going to send me for the truck he just paid off. But, yeah. So, good brother, yeah. 2022 Peterbilt, 300,000 miles paid off. So, keep flexing. I'm 56 years old, Ryan. DeAndre, hey, I'd want him to keep talking because my truck is paid off. As a matter of fact, I just did a video showing the title. Oh, man, I wish everybody that's been on this channel knows this truck is paid off. I've already shown the title. I've had 2 trucks paid off. I paid off 2 trucks in the last 6 months. Now, I paid off my truck on January 6th. And then I paid off the other truck in October. Well, I'm not going to block you. What I really want is for you to show up here and we could go asset to asset on each other and talk about who the failure is. Because I could be a company driver out here making $500 a week. And then when I just lay everything out, that's when I shut you up right there. DeAndre, yeah, I was on home time when I did that. Actually, I went home to transfer the title. Oh, I hate it when people talk shit like this on Facebook or on YouTube and I can't, like, prove it to them. Because if we were at a terminal, I bet you whatever money you have. What are your thoughts on lease purchasing a used prime truck? I'm a much bigger believer on lease purchasing a new truck just because it almost forces you to pay it off faster. And you're getting a brand new truck. And you can say, I'm not going to block you. I don't think my wife is on here to block you either. I'm just saying, if we ever run into each other and you want to see, and you want to go asset to asset and put some money up, I'll be more than happy to bet my failure on you. But I would much rather go a prime, if I'm gonna be a prime new lease than a used lease. My fixed payments, I think, were $234 a month or week. Excuse me. Because I will put shit on the glass. I'm not gonna, and I wouldn't just do it just to do it. But I would. Big H, what's up, man? I was just thinking about you the other day. Big H, hey, where are you at, man? Hey, that's good. I only wish the best for people, man. I am glad that you're about to pay off your 23 Cascadia, and anybody else out here that's doing whatever it takes for them to be successful. I'm all for that. I have never, even people that don't like me, or that what I always want people to do better, because I've always understood that by me wanting somebody else's failure, it puts me, karma's gonna come back and get me. I just know it. So I could just be like, man, I wish the worst for that dude, and the next thing I know, the worst happens to me. So I want the best for everybody. Okay, I'm not on YouTube lying. Jeremy Gray's got that 2028 Peterbilt running for $6 a mile. That's what I'm talking about. Big H on home time. Last 10 days, coming back out tomorrow. Yeah, let this winter get by, man. I'm taking this load up to Lewiston, Maine after Pottsville tomorrow. And the only reason I'm doing this load is because I looked at the map and I was like, I don't want to be anywhere where them tornadoes are, snow, none of that. Well, Rich's River Smoker, he might know that I'm not the type to lie. I haven't shown him anything. But, all right, the good brother. So you paid off a prime truck in 6 months? No. I've got this truck 3 years ago, in 3 Januaries ago, and I made 3 years worth of payments. So whatever it was a week, and then I paid it off after the 3rd year. So now it has 308,000 miles on it or something like that. So I had another truck simultaneous to that, and then that truck got paid off after it was running for 3 years. Big H trucking. Yeah, I need to get a little bit of work done on this truck. Just some. There is no balloon payment. The balloon payment was $100, and that got paid off that same month. On both trucks, $100 balloon payment. You know those like wind things that go on the side of your your window pillar? Man, the wind blew that shit off the other day, so I want to get that replaced. I don't know if I need to go to a body shop or a Peterbilt for that, so I need to get that done. I don't care what they're saying in Prime about 75,000 mile oil changes. This shit's gonna be like 45 to 50,000 at the most. So I need to get that done when I go back home, and then I might do some other cosmetic shit, but that's about it. All right, yep, I was in Illinois on Wednesday. Still ran into 40-mile-an-hour winds with 60-mile-an-hour gusts blowing snow coming through Wyoming and Big Springs, Nebraska. But I made it to Salt Lake City, man. I'm telling you, that wind Prime had 4 rollovers by 6 p.m. yesterday. I don't do tornadoes. When I was training somebody, if you guys remember back about 4 years ago, maybe around 4 years ago, there was that tornado that hit Edwardsville, Illinois, and it hit that Amazon place. I was driving through that at that time, and my student was freaking out because he was like, "We need to park," and I was like, he had the weather app up, and I was like, if I pull over, I don't even know if we could be pulling over right where the storm's hitting. So, you know, I ended up driving through that, but where we were gonna end up parking was that Pontoon Beach Flying J hit. We parked, and that was like less than a mile away from where the tornado hit. So sometimes you just, it's luck of the draw. I can't stand, okay, Steven, I can't stand drivers that set and record backup or record drivers backing into something or just laughing. I agree. I could have been filming this dude over here once he hit this guy. I wasn't at an angle where I could see if that guy was going to hit him. And I wasn't really at the angle to see this guy over here. I wasn't going to get out and help him back in or nothing like that. This wasn't that kind of place. Plus, that guy was out front anyway. But that is the worst thing. I don't see how people can support this bonehead trucker bullshit. First of all, that guy can't drive worth a shit. If you watch his videos, he'll tell you, I don't drive, you know, he didn't ever like to drive at night. He didn't ever want to drive in bad weather, but he's going to be out there making money off of other trucks. That guy's a piece of shit. I'll be the first one to say it. And if anybody wants to send that shit to him, they can send it. He's a piece of shit. Anybody that makes fun of people in your profession that's just sitting there and then going to make money on the stuff, that is a piece of shit. Shamarcus, what's up? Shamarcus just paid off his truck in 3 years at Prime Inc. with that $100 balloon payment. The good brother, I put it on the glass, like, as a matter of fact, I still have it in this phone. If I was to send my, did I send it over here to this phone? I put it on the glass already. As a matter of fact, there's a video that says, there's a video not too far back where I put it on the glass. $25,000 miles, I think, could be a little bit too soon in a truck. So I said 45 to 50,000, I think, is all right. Yeah, so Shamarcus, the good brother here, is in here acting like people at Prime ain't paying off trucks, and he's asking me to put my title on the glass. I've already put it on the glass. So you might have to go, I'm not saying that you want to go back and watch my videos, but I'd put it on the glass in a video twice, both titles, you know, whatever. So you could go and look at that if you really wanted me to put it on the glass. And like I said, Shamarcus just paid off his truck last week, I believe. DeAndre, yeah, and Amarillo, I seen that shit on Driveline's Twitter page yesterday. All right, how you... Listen, Johnny, the good brother, trucking has nothing to do with me winning or not winning, okay? This is just a means of income. I could make less money because I don't necessarily need to make as much money as I'm making. Why? Here's what it is. I've never relied on my income to be... My income has very little to do with my net worth. It's real estate holdings, it's brokerage accounts, it's 401ks. It's not buying every fucking thing I want to buy, stuff like that. And it's having the credit to do whatever I want to do with it. That's what means I'm winning. I could be making $500 a week as a company driver and still accomplish the same thing. How's freight for you? It's been off a tad bit for me. But with the paid off truck, them settlements still come across pretty strong. The blind side. So the blind side, that if you look down here, you see the good brother. Here's another person in Prime that paid off their truck. The blonde side paid off her truck around the same time as when I paid off my 21 Peterbilt. She's driving around in a paid off truck doing flatbed right now. Oh, and blonde side is actually saying she'll put it on the glass. She'll text you her title. Jeremy Griggs, he paid off his truck with referral money. I got some referrals, but not that much. Not that much in referrals. Not anywhere close to what these other guys are getting. Mr. Mayhem paid off his truck 5 months ago. Same exact story as Lyle. That's what I'm talking about. Screw him. You were off a month after you got your title. Yeah, Steve, I was off a month after I paid off my truck. For a month. Shit. The good brother, you obviously haven't seen too many of my videos because I'm never out there pumping out my referral code or anything like that. Some people call me and then we'll have a conversation. They'll use me, but we're not talking thousands and thousands of dollars on that. Plus, Prime doesn't really pay out all that much anyway, unless you get a whole bunch of referrals. So yeah, you got like 4 or 5 people in this conversation right now that have all paid off their trucks at Prime. And Johnny B is saying that's a win. Jeremy Griggs. All right, Jeremy, come on now. I thought we already got past this shit. All right, I offered Lyle 30 thoughts for your other truck cash. Man, my last payment for that truck I sold is coming in on Friday. That's gonna be a sad day. That was a nice little bit of extra money coming in every week. All right, blonde side puts out her truck number. Jeremy Gregg says, just messed me. What you think about the EPA ruling? Gonna delete? I don't know anything about that. Johnny B, I don't know much about Jeremy Griggs. I mean, listen. I don't talk to a whole bunch of people out here about, like, you know, who I'd really want to talk to is people like in their early, mid-20s and talk to them about the mistakes I made when I was younger and kind of what I do now. Because I think the sooner anybody, whether I'm winning, losing, however you want to say it, when you get past the thinking that my job equates my net worth, that's when you can start, like, if you want to say winning. That's when your total mindset changes from this money equals this worth or whatever to where this money I have here and what I'm saving and what I'm doing with it equals my worth. Not necessarily what's coming in. And I wish I'd listened, you know. I had a financial advisor I sold a car to in like 1991 telling me that shit. And I was like 23 or 20, whatever, however old I was at the time. And you always just think, man, I got forever. I'm not flexing, good brother. I have never even tried to flex on this. You're the one that came at me about this shit. So I've never gone out there and tried to throw anything at anybody. So as far as that flexing goes, now I will flex. I have no problem. Like, if you ever met me, like if you wanted to take my money, anybody. Well, not everybody. If the good brother wanted to take my money and we were both sitting at this truck stop and you said, all right, you ain't winning, we can go We can go dollar for dollar, and I had a chance to pull up. I would bet you whatever you want to bet almost on that. I'm confident in that. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Same guy sell $1 million homes working in a bank, and I don't know what that means. If you want to clarify on that. And I don't know. Bal, I don't know. But I think, after thinking about it, he might be bringing out the worst in me, is really what he might be doing more than anything. Because I hate people, like, questioning my integrity when it comes to stuff like we're talking about. What homework are you talking about? I'm joking. What do you? Okay, Cool Breeze forced me to buy a smoker from him and burn my house up. Okay. I just gave away a couple of smokers. I wish there were some people living in Colorado, but sometimes giving shit away is harder than. Oh. The Good Brother. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what I've done. My homework is. But I've tried to back everything up. I just don't have everything just already ready for me to show receipts on. I would just hope that we could move past this, though. All right. I wish you were drunk and replying to the Good Brother right now. It would have been epic. So, obviously, he watches my videos when I'm on home time, and I've had a little bit of that good bourbon in me. So, yeah, it's just not that kind of a day right now. You've got to put free stuff up on Craigslist curb alerts. Listen. If I put some shit like that out up in my neighborhood, there'd be somebody out there so quick trying to report me. Okay, you don't need to prove anything, Lyle. Just have to do their own research, yeah? Because I have given away a bunch of free shit on Craigslist, just not where I'm at now. If I had a fucking, like, smoker sitting out in my driveway or on the curb, man, I'm not saying that I got, man, yeah, they wouldn't let that slide. I'm just letting you know. All right, I'm about to get off here in a little bit. Hey, anybody out there, I'm just telling you right now, if you got some extra money, if you have some extra money, start throwing some money in a brokerage account right now. I'm not saying go crazy and do anything. Like, you don't have to speculate on a bunch of shit. Just get something, just anything in a stable fund. I would suggest right now, I might like add the shit that I have or whatever currently. But if I was just to put some money into one thing, like I'm just going to open up, just get some Berkshire. BRKB is the stock symbol. That's Warren Buffett shit. Get some of that. Just park that money here. I can guarantee you. I'd say Berkshire is going to beat gold. All that shit. Just you know what? But it doesn't even matter. Just put it somewhere. Don't let this opportunity go by with this stock market tanking and not at least have a chance to get something out of this bullshit. So it could be that. It could be just any stable shit. I mean, you could speculate a little bit now too. But, you know, just do something. I'm not a huge crypto person, but maybe just do whatever. Just don't let this opportunity go by without jumping in. I'm just telling you. Just like 2019. That was another time to jump in. I wish I'd have had some insight onto this stock market tanking like it was, and I might have moved my shit, you know, beforehand, but I did not see the market. Yeah, Bitcoin, whatever. I personally am a little bit more long term, but it doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Big H, did you get you some of that Trump coin? Hey, Big H, did you get you some Trump coin, man? I'm fucking with you. Big H is my man. When I met Big H for the first time, he was going through training, and I stopped through Pittston. And he'd asked me if I would train him in TNT, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't even know what I'm doing yet." You know what I mean? Like I had enough time to train as far as Prime was concerned, but I was like, I don't really know I don't know enough to train somebody else, and I think there's more people that need to kind of think that too, because 6 months after you got your CDL to start training is way too soon. For most people, not everybody. All right, first name, last name, look a successful black country. How made you look? Okay, XRP is a global reserve currency now, and all banks just approve it to be used for money transfers. I'm all in. It's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I'm all in. Hey, whatever. Hey, listen, whatever you need to get in. Right now, I'm 56 years old. I can't be speculating on a bunch of shit. Personally, I just rather park my shit in, like, Tyson. I got some shit in Tyson. Thanks to, go check out my man, Tim Travels. Stock hasn't really made no money, but the dividends on that shit are excellent. So it doesn't need to make a bunch of money. It can just sit there, give me the dividends, and over the next 10 years, it probably, it's gonna do well. I don't need to make a killing. I don't need to be rich. What I need is just enough money so I could chill. You know what I mean? That's it. All right, I'm about to get off here. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm going to have my receipts. I'm going to have my receipts saved to this phone over here. So next time somebody's asked for some receipts, I'm going to have that shit over here, because there's nothing that I hate worse than somebody trying to clown me when I know what the deal is. All right, anyway. All right, anyway, people are talking about some shit I don't know about. I don't know nothing about no Bitcoin, none of that stuff. But I do know something about me chilling my ass out. So I'm about to get off here. I appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation as always. Comment, subscribe. I'm out. Like on the way out.